Good afternoon, what's up? It's Silly City back with episode number 14 of HWY Behind The Recordz. In this episode, we're gonna look at another genre and we're gonna dive into this like dembow, dance hall, afro reggaeton vibe. For me, like a reference track or drum that I had in mind was like Unforgettable, the track from French Montana and Swae Lee. And basically, I tried to like do some research with ChatGPT to be able to recreate this kind of drum vibe. And yeah, so as always with this format, I'm trying to like document a little bit what I've learned and also like share like the drum patterns that I researched, like what I've learned when I tried to do it like this, and also like just show my interpretation of those beats and yeah, what I've learned. Let's dive into the drum pattern. Like we have like different BPMs we can also use here. It ranges from like 85 BPMs to 120 BPM. It depends on the genre, if you want to do like reggaeton, Afro, dancehall, Latin, or like trap fusion. For me, like I like the 79 ppm range for this kind of music, especially since like Unforgettable, the track has like 89 bpms. So I thought, okay, with this like tempo, I can get to the vibe that I'm trying to create. In the drums, we can start with the kick and the bass. Like the kick is bouncy, also like offbeat. This is like the syncopation that I talked about last week. And yeah, for the bass, you can use like a deep or short 808 or just like a basic sub bass to add to the whole like kick groove. As with the trap beat, like the sub or like the bass here mimics the kick. So every time you have like a kick, you have a bass, or where you have a bass, you have a kick or a ghost kick. The snare and also a clap if you want to add one, but like this sound often has like a lot of snares, is on the 3, like last week with the trap. Like on most like pop songs, it's on the 2 and 4. So if you want to make like a more pop interpretation, you can also do it like that. But like for this, we can use it like often on the 3, and like sometimes you can add some ghost snares. When we talk hi-hats, we again have like this 8th or 16th, but it can also be like a little bit differently arranged or have some space for like a special swing. And also it doesn't have to be a constant roll, it can just be like some little parts here and there. As with the trap beat, you can use like open hats or like cymbals just to create like an upbeat vibe, and also like just to transition into another section. If you talk about percussions, we can use shakers, we can use a rim, we can use congas, bongos, some timbals, and also wood blocks. Like, to be honest, I also don't really know what all of those things are, but like if you have like Splice or like other devices, you can just search for like what is this instrument, and then you're gonna find something and just play around and see what fits for you. So I haven't really mentioned a lot about the arrangement. Like I said, that it's the kick is syncopated and the snare is on the 3. But like when I asked ChatGPT like this specific dembow beat, it gave me basically this. Yes, this is a photograph of my notes. You have a kick that's syncopated. It's basically on the 1, 3, 6, and 8. And then you have a snare that's on the 4 and the 3. And there also a hat that's just like in 8s, just like going through. Also with like can have different velocities, like I said, some swing. And this is, according to ChatGPT, in 2025, this is the dembow beat. I don't know, I tried to recreate it. It was a vibe. It wasn't what I was looking for, since the Unforgettable beat was a little bit different. But it was really nice. And yeah, here again, you see like this is like 2 beats together. Most of the times you have like 2 beats a little bit together. If you have like syncopated kicks, then yeah, you can just repeat that, and then you have 1 bar. And yeah, I don't know, like I really dig this sound. It's vibey, it gives a good groove and bounce into it. And like as always, like try to put everything a little bit off grid or make it unquantized, or just like to give it a more of a human feel. That's especially important in this like Afro dancehall Latin sound. Alright, so yeah, that's already it with the bass drum patterns and sounds. We're gonna dive into like some beats that I created with just like basic drums. And yeah, it's not gonna be exactly how I told it here. Like as always, like I try to just get inspiration from this theory, and then like just see where like my inspiration takes me. Alright, so let's dive into the beats. Again, here we just have some simple drums. Let's see, let's start with this here. I have to sync it again. Yeah, I don't really have to sync it. major snare and kick. And then like, I don't know, like I didn't know what to do with those beats, so I think I just added an 808. And like it's a chill bass beat, but I don't know if it was what I was looking for. Like I don't know, but I still dig it. Like I mentioned, the whole idea of this like genre training is just like for me to learn some of the basics of this genre, but still give it my own touch and like always like create music that I enjoy. Um, but yeah, I think it's a chill drum loop that I can use for like other stuff or as inspiration. But yeah, here I was still like just trying to figure out the whole arrangement. Alright, so here we have another simple beat. Here we have like snare, hats, as always. Then here the kick. And the thing is, like, I think I had another 808 here, but like it was missing, so I just added another one, like same. And then I think I just started adding some melody. I think it's the same melody as here. If you look at the MIDI, like we have here a melody. I think it's probably the same. Or I think what I did, like I played this melody on the MPC and I exported the MIDI just to be able to play it on the 808. Again, like I don't know, it's a vibe, but not the vibe I was looking for, I guess, and also not this tempo I was looking for. But yeah, I don't know, like I kind of dig it. I think I can use it at a later point, but yeah, that's just like learning process. Alright, so after those beats, we can come back a little bit to the instruments and melodics. In this genre or in this specific vibe, we have like a lot of moody, atmospheric, tropical and exotic instruments, just like plucked synths like the karimba, mullets, marimba and kalimba. To be completely honest, I don't know 100% what each of those things are or if I have even like spelled it or pronounced it right. But those are just like light, stringy instruments. Like just ask ChatGPT or like your bot of choice to explain it to you, or just like try to put it into Splice, or like see if you have like a certain machine or instrument that has that sound. Like I always find it kind of difficult to explain sounds. I could also play it in here, but you know, I hate post-production and I'm lazy. Other melodic elements and instruments could be like a soft piano, just like some ambient pads with some reverb, or like a clean or nylon guitar. And you can also add some flutes, like some woodwinds and synths, and yeah, just try to play around a little bit, detune it or pitch it, and try different octaves, and just to get this ambient-y vibe. If you talk like a little bit more melodics, it's again like simple and repetitive 2 to 4 chord loops that can give you kind of a hypnotic feels. And like the keys, I didn't really got it in my research 100, but I think like it's also like A minor and C, like those are chords you can use. And yeah, just play around a little bit. If you talk about melodies, I'm gonna use the same framework that I introduced last week. I'm just gonna talk about the numbers. So one progression could be 1, 4, 5. Or if you have a 4-chord progression like 1, 4, 5, 4, and if you put this into a like specific key, it would be like A minor, D minor, E minor, and then like again D minor or something like that to have a progression. This is like more melancholic or like emotional kind of sound. Another progression could be like the 6-7-1 progression, like we already had this one last week. This is like more classic reggaeton, again with A minor, like the 6 would be F, then the 7 would be G, and the 1 would be A minor. And the last progression that I found here is like this catchy Latin pop feel sound progression, where you basically have the 1, 5, 6, 4 progressions. This is also like common in a lot of pop music. So the 1 would here be the root, the C, the 5 would be G, the 6 would be A minor, and the 4 would be F. So you have a progression where you go from like C major to G major to A minor and then to F major. So another important thing for the atmosphere and the vibe are like the ambient sounds and like the whole background elements and effects. In this genre, it's also like kind of reverb heavy, especially with like the vocals or like the vocal chops. You can up or down pitch it a little bit. And for this whole ambient summer vibe, you can also add a lot of like nature sounds like rain, waves, birds, or like jungle noise. Yeah, you can also filter the synth pads to like just like have them a little bit filtered away, or use like a noise sweep for movement. And basically a sweep is a filter that oscillates, so it's not always like filtering the same frequency, but it moves a little bit, and yeah, gives therefore movement to the pads. Another thing you can add is like breath or vocal ad-libs, where you can just like add this as a texture. And yeah, this is something I'm kinda exploring or explored with the trap beat. I haven't added them yet to some of the beats. Like I didn't mention it last week, but like of these genres I'm exploring right now, this like non-electronic genres like trap, reggaeton, and also like R&B, hip hop, and so on. Like for me, it's kind of difficult to create beats or tracks like that, because for me, like when I listen to this kind of music, like I feel it's always like a really nice and finished, polished thing, and I don't really feel like I'm at that level. And like the whole electronic music, tech house, techno, I would at this point like feel more confident doing like a whole track and structuring thing, because it's like also more repetitive. Like I kind of respect this non-electronic music because it has to be simple and repetitive, but also has to have like a lot of variation or like switch ups. And yeah, that's what I'm trying to learn here, and that's also the reason why like most of the beats are not that perfect yet. All right, but that side note aside, we can focus back on like the elements, and here we can also use like reverse claps or reverse percussions, which function kind of like a riser, or you can also use like white noise or like cymbals, just to have some smooth transitions from one part into the other. And another thing that you can add like with the trap beats is like those impact hits. Basically like just on the drop to have like I don't know, a siren or like in a hard 808 or something, just like to give this womb feel, you know. Another thing you can also use for style, like in the trap, is like this tape stop, where you just like stop like the whole beat or like the whole sound to like give some variation or like put focus on the vocals. And yeah, like I already mentioned, like this whole genre is like kind of reverb heavy. You have a lot of reverb on the vocals and also like on the claps and snares. Alright, so to finish up the theory, I'm gonna talk a little bit about song structure. And here we have like a simple flowing structure. And as last week with the trap beat, we start with an intro that's like 4 to 8 bars. You have again like filtered chords or like muted melodies where you don't play all of the chords or the notes. You have some soft percussions and maybe some vocal ad-libs or echoes. Then after that, like the first verse comes in. Here we don't start with the hook. We first have like a verse that's like 8 to 16 bars again. Here we have like the full drums with like a bouncy bass line and a full lead melody and like a rap on the main verse ideally. After the verse, like if you want, you can add a little bit of a pre-chorus that's like 4 to 8 bars. You can lighten the drums a little bit, like just have like head or shakers. You can have like more melodic vocals a little bit, maybe add some auto-tune vocals or something, and also some just like reverse effects to have like a build up to the next part that's gonna be like the chorus or the hook. That's gonna be again like 8 to 16 bars. Here we have like the full energy, like the full drums playing. We have like the main melodics that are more prominent and more in the focus. And also like the drums hit a little bit harder, like you come in with the full kick and like the strong bass, maybe like amplified a little bit just for the chorus. After the first hook, you can again like add another verse that's like 8 to 16 bars. It's gonna be similar to the first verse, but like just add some small changes in it. Like maybe like switch up the drums a little bit, like add another instrument, or just like make some counter melodies. And the counter melody is basically like if you play a melody with one instrument, you play the same melody but maybe some octaves lower or higher with a different element, or maybe a little bit a different progression, just like to give it something more to interact and play with, and also like to distinguish it a little bit more from the first verse. After the second verse, you can add like a bridge or like a little bit of a switch up that's like 4 to 8 bars. Here you can have like a trap style breakdown where you just like have the 808 or the sub and the hats. or you can like remove the main melody, or like just add a little bit of a contrast into the whole track. After the bridge and the switch up, you can like have the final hook. That's again like 8 to 16 bars. Here you can have some vocals with extra harmonies or extra ad-libs on like higher or lower octaves. You have some bigger drums, maybe some more percussions, or like some added percussion elements. And yeah, after that, you can basically, you could just say, okay, this is just another hook and not my final hook, make another verse, like switch it up a little bit, have another rapper. Like here it's again, like with the trap style, you can always add another verse and another hook, like if you have like enough variation that you can provide in the track. And then if you have decided to have your final hook, you can just end it with an outro. That's again like 4 to 8 bars, where you just gradually fade out some of the elements like the kicks, melodies, and so on, and maybe just do some low pass filter automation to like filter out the whole track and have a nice clean fade out. Before we go into the TLDR, I'm just gonna show you like 1-2 other beats that I created, also a little bit with some instruments and so on, and also of course the teaser for Saturday's track of the Unfinished Beats Volume 2. When I thought about this genre, like I had a specific drum pattern in mind, and it was basically this from like Unforgettable from French Montana Swae Lee, and I couldn't really create it like with the drums before like I wanted. So like I just took that, like looked at the arrangement here in the audio, like I did this on the Synctact before. So this is what I did after that. It's like kind of the same arrangement-ish. And also some FX. And then of course 808. Then at a later point, like I just started adding like, I don't know, trumpet, guitar, like just to give some more space or volume. And then also some brass and synths, yeah, just to give more into it. And like, I dig this beat. I haven't like created a track out of it or structured it. But I think like with the drums and the elements, there's something I can work on here. But yeah, like I don't know, like I just try to explore a little bit, and like for now, like it's chill for me if I have it like this, and I try to skill up that at a later point I come back and easily finish a track like that. Yeah. So the last beat I did in this genre is also like the song that I'm gonna release on this Saturday. Like I still have to put on some finishing touches, but I already did some structuring. Like this is not relevant. But here you can start playing it. I have like this groove that I had, then also then some drums that later come in. But like for now I haven't really put on some vocals, so that's something I still have to do, like add some ad-libs and stuff, and maybe also some impact hits and so on, because for now it's a rather chill track. You see it's like some elements in here, again a bridge, like here some other elements come in, and yeah, then here like another bridge where we have some softer parts. Yeah, just to, I don't know, build tension or something, like for me it just feels right. And then here we have the drums again, and like in the end everything full hits. Like I don't know, it's a chill track, it's vibey. In the end, is it the Dembow like reggaeton track I intended to do? No, but like yeah, I still dig it. It's chill, and yeah, I don't know, that was the goal of the whole process. And yeah, this track is also gonna be available as free download on Saturday. And yeah, Now I think we are ready for the TLDR of the dembow style. Alright, TLDR of how I do a dembow beat. So I start at 79 BPMs, then I always use a kick and a bass that's synchronized and syncopated. The bass can be an 808 or just a simple sub bass. I have snares that I put on the 3, but can also add some ghost snares. We have hats that are on a roll of like 8s or 16s, and it's important to have swing in those hi-hats. We can add plucked synths and a lot of atmospheric pads with simple like 2 to 4 chord progression loops. Then we also can add a lot of nature sounds, reverb and impact hits. And if we talk about song structure, it's just a simple flow structure. Alright, that's it for this week. I hope you could also learn a little bit something or enjoy like the beats or at least my journey that I'm on. And yeah, I hope you all stay healthy, stay creative, like have a nice week. And then yeah, we're gonna see each other next week where I'm gonna try to create like an R&B beat and track. So let's see how that works out, and until then, see you!